Hey guys, I'm going to talk about growing your tribe. This is Freely Rooted, and we're doing our team call for the month of June. It's our first one. Super excited for this month, and I hope you guys are too. I'm just waking up and drinking a coffee, so bear with me. We're redoing this call because last night we had a little bit of an accident, like midway through the call. So my camera's not working right now. I'm going to screen share real quick. Okay, so what I really want you guys thinking about during this call is what are you doing and what are you not doing? And then also to take notes and implement on the things that I'm teaching you about the FOG method and funneling. So the first thing that's really important is to know why you are here. Why do you want to help people? Why do you want to earn an income? And what does being your best you look like? Because those are all things that you need to see, and when you're telling your story, you need to know that. You need to also know why each of those things broken down, or what each of those things broken down looks like before you started coaching, right now, and then like what you want the future to be, because we are doing something where there is no ceiling. Like we make happen what we want to happen with our hard work. And after a month of hard work, if you're not seeing the results you want to see, then it's going to take more work. So don't be scared to share what you want your future to look like because of this business, because you're scared to fail. And in 2 years, it won't look like what you said you wanted it to look like, because that's okay. If you're scared to post something, chances are it's probably a good thing to post. So the things we're going to cover is just briefly 4 vitals. We all should be doing those, and we all should know what they are. I'm going to cover inviting really quickly, and then I'm going to go into the FOG method and funneling. So the 4 vital behaviors are being a product of the product, which means doing your workout, drinking your shake, and sharing about it on your social media in a way that is like your style. It's your brand. And then inviting, we all have to invite. It's a like we have to invite, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Growing on your own, so personal development, making sure you have a book that you're reading, or like an audio book that you're listening to, and make sure it's pertaining to where you're at in your business, to the things that you struggle with. That way it's helping you not only grow individually, but also helping you with your business. And pull out those points that really resonate with you, because those will make really good posts on your social media to talk about like that little quote or something and why it resonated with you or why it really hit home. And then recognizing your challengers and your coaches once you start building your team or the team that you already have. Other non-negotiables for me are team calls, sitting down and tracking your power hour every day, plugging into the trainings and taking advantage of those, and just plugging into the community and the culture, because if you're not plugging into that, then honestly, you're missing out on a huge chunk of what coaching is. And I know for me, my business was very slow taking off, and that was one of the reasons why. It was because I was too intimidated and nervous to plug into and meet new coaches that I didn't already know. So these are non-negotiable. You should be doing them. And if you can't catch team calls live or national wake-up calls, then make sure you're catching the recordings. With team calls, we always recommend jumping on live because you get to really be with your team. So as you're growing your team, you need to be doing all of these because you need to be leading from the front and setting the example. So if you have a team, you have coaches, you have challengers, if you're not doing the things that they need to do to be successful, then they probably aren't going to do them. So you need to set the example. Inviting. So I know it's like super easy to think that everybody knows what we're doing because we posted an invite last week and we don't want people to be annoyed with us and we don't want to be like overdoing it. But first of all, you can't ever assume that somebody knows what you're doing, because as much as I post about coaching, probably 80 of people that I reach out to about challenges aren't really sure like what it is or like that they could join me. And then probably 90% of people that I reach out to about coaching feel like, oh my gosh, I can do this, because people see this stuff online and they just like don't think that it's for them or that they could do it or whatever. So don't assume, don't decide for somebody. So don't scroll by somebody's name and not invite them if you'd like to work with them just because you think they wouldn't want to do it. Because most of the time when I ask those people, those are the people to join me quicker, which is super weird. So inviting is a must for success. Like, you are not going to build your team. You're not going to build your challenge groups. You're not going to be helping a ton of people reach their fitness goals and help their family if they want to build a business, become financially free and travel and do the things that they could do. I really love listening to Scotty Hobbs' team calls, and something, that he always talks about is like sharing the gift and, talking about how we don't know a family's struggle or we don't know somebody's struggle, and that this gift could like make a difference in anybody's life, and we just don't know whose. So we can't hold back on who we invite to the opportunity. Something that's really important as you are getting your invites out there publicly is knowing who you're talking to. And a few activities in the team page in the file section are doing the avatar activity and making your values list and just knowing what your niche market is. So the avatar activity is basically making a sheet that describes you and like what you love, but in a way, so say like you're creating like your imaginary like favorite person in the world, or like your favorite challenger. What would they do? What would they look like? So you can find more of that in the avatar activity. And then the values list is basically like, what types of things do you love? So what is your, like, maybe you're a mom, maybe you love cooking, maybe you are like obsessed with fitness, or you're like making workout videos, or you like to find like hacks online, or I don't know, just anything that you like. Like, think about if you were to follow Facebook pages or whatever, like what makes you follow that page? Is it because it's inspirational? Is it because it's funny? Whatever. And then like things that you like. So do you garden? Do you hike? Do you like the outdoors? Do you like makeup? Do you like hair? What is your job? Those things all make you relatable. So you want to be posting about those things, especially having a list hanging on your wall will help you on days that you have no idea what to share about. There's a lot of calls about this, so I'm not going to go too deeply into this. So the two types of invites are public and personal. So you need to be posting public invites because people need to be able to see what you're doing. If they hop on your page, you don't want them to have to scroll 10 posts down to even know that you're a coach or know that they can join you. So your public invite can be graphic, which is what I used to do a lot. Just make a pretty graphic on an app on the phone or with PicMonkey or Canva. But something that you want to make sure that you do when you make a graphic is have your face on that graphic. If your face isn't there, people aren't going to know who you are, and they want to see your face. Something that I've been leaning a lot more towards now is doing the accountability photo with a call to action. So I'll talk a little bit about like my journey for the workout for that day, like depending on what I want to talk about. Sometimes it's a couple sentences, sometimes it's a couple paragraphs. But then I always make sure that I tell people that they can join me if they want to, or I ask them. So then I leave a call to action, like shoot me a message if you want to, or comment below with a certain word or certain emoji if they're interested. And transformation posts. These are huge. And you don't have to have a physical transformation. I post a lot about my mental transformation because that's been the biggest thing for me. So people really like to see that you are making a change and that this is affecting you. And when they see those posts, it makes them kind of go like, wow. And when you do it in your own way. Don't be a billboard for Beachbody when you're posting your transformation posts. Like, don't make it about, I drink Shakeology, I did Insanity Max 30, these are the results I got, join me. Make it personal. So So for your personal invites, you really should be inviting 3 people a day minimum. And if you have big goals like rank advancement, moving your business forward quicker, then you should be inviting more people. I'm not going to go into how to personally invite because we've done so many trainings on this, and I don't really want this. I could get lost in it. So I'm going to move on and talk about the FOG method. So I could go into the history of this, but I won't. There's a really good video that I'll also share in the team page about this method, but I wanted to at least share it with you guys because it really helped me realize like the pieces of what makes somebody move forward. So the FOG method is B equals MAT, which is behavior equals motivation, ability, trigger. So all of these components have to be there in order to have somebody behave in a certain way. So we want people to join our challenge group so that we can help them reach their fitness goals, so that we can help them feel confident, so that we can help them feel better about themselves. We want people to join our team as a coach so that we can help them help other people, so that we can help them help their families and believe in themselves, in their ability to, have a job that is theirs, that they can work their own hours, that gives them maybe extra income so they can go on vacations with their family. Whatever it is, that's what we want them to do. So we have to motivate them, we have to give them the ability to do what we want them to do, and we have to trigger them. So the trigger is the call to action. So when we make our post and at the end, we say, shoot us a message if you are ready to jump in and reach your fitness goals or something like that. And then you have to be conscious of your message. So what you're saying, it needs to motivate them and it has to make them feel like they're able to do it. So what this really professional looking graph is talking about is, so there's the ability line, the motivation line. And so this black line is representing kind of the like minimal, like the between of whether somebody's going to join you. So the red means that they probably won't, and the yellow means that they probably will. So up here, if the ability, if it seems easy to them, but they are not that motivated, or they're a little motivated, they'll probably join you. If it seems really easy to them, but they have zero motivation, they're not going to join you. And same with over here. If somebody's really super motivated, but it seems like it's difficult, like really hard to do, then they're going to be overwhelmed and feel like they can't do it. So you want to find that like sweet spot of, that sweet spot of, making it fairly easy and being able to motivate somebody just enough to want to do it. Now, there are different types of motivation and making people feel like they're able to. So, triggers are things like social cohesion, creating like a sense of group identity. So people like those things. Something else is like the anticipation of what good is going to come. So like the desire to basically like make something happen or change. And then there's avoiding pain. And in this little webinar, he says that avoiding pain is usually the thing that works the best. So if you're talking about like what in life that's hard that you can avoid by what we're doing, then that triggers with people a lot more. So basically with motivating, it's what we're talking about in our post. And then we have to make it sound like it's something that like they can do, because so many people think that fitness is difficult or that they can't do it or that they can't reach their fitness goals. So talking about, I'm going to help you. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to help you choose a program to reach your goals that isn't too difficult for you, but is going to push you just enough outside of your comfort zone so that you see results. You're going to have like a fit squad who has your back that's going to hold you accountable. You have an app to track everything. We help you with meal planning. So basically, like, what is the value? All this wraps around value. So what this really was talking about was landing pages, which I recommend you guys search on YouTube if you are business builders, and even if you're a hobby coach, because they're really great. And so what they're saying is, so, when you're online and you're like on this webpage and something pops up, Pura Vida bracelets automatically came into my head. And so if you're on a blog and they're like, enter your email address to get my newsletter. Well, like, what you think is, oh, I don't want my inbox clogging up with this junk mail or whatever. So I always exit out. I don't ever enter my email address. So he's saying that like that's super easy, but you're not motivated because there's nothing motivating you to do it. Like, so if you add value, then that adds motivation. So like Pura Vida, whenever I go on their website, it's like, if you enter your email address, then you get like 20% off of your order. So heck yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So even if it's like, apply to do my challenge group and receive like a free meal template, something like that, like anything, you just have to be adding value because people want something. And when you're giving them something like that they can use and start to feel better and see results with, then they're going to want to work with you more. So be thinking about that. Like, is your wording and your invite motivating? Are you making people feel like they can do it? Because I know people, especially when you start to like reach your fitness goals, people just see you in the now and they're like, oh, I could never look like that. Or, oh, what's your secret? Because they want it to happen overnight. So then you want that trigger to be what they're doing too. So you want them to hit that trigger to your link to your Woofu page so that they can join you. And then tracking it, be organized. I just started using, after 2.5 years of coaching, a contact relationship management system, and I'm using Asana, and it's absolutely amazing. So for your business, you want to have a funnel system, or be sitting down with the business activity tracker or the power of threes. I personally love the ultimate trackers. They're broken down into where you're at in your business, and it gives you tasks for the day, for the week, for the month. So it's really awesome. And then for people, like for your contacts, you want to have a place that you are writing down the people that you are connecting with. So whether you're just connecting with them through liking their stuff, it's basically anybody. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. I'm actually going to do a call. Our next team call is going to be on the different ways of tracking, because everybody has a specific thing. So really it's just trial and error. So you need to just be doing it and figuring out what's working for you and what isn't, because it took me a long time to figure out what I actually liked. I went through all of these things here. But other things that you guys can be doing is, when you have challengers complete a challenge group, I just made a Google form that I'll share on the team page with you guys if you want to make your own. And the Google form basically asks people at the end of the challenge group different questions so that I know where they're at and I know like what their plans are. And then I have Woohoo forms for people to fill out little applications for when they want to do a challenge group. And I'm actually starting to look at landing pages for that, because it's more personal. I can actually have like an image there and say what it's about. And then people can click that landing page and go to my form to leave me their basic information. Asana, like I said, is what I'm using now as a contact relationship management thing. And there's also Streak. And I recommend like having all contacts like If you prefer paper, whoever you even like, whose stuff you like, write their name down. Have like a mass book of just like people that you have engaged with. It's really helpful. And then as you start to like message with them, highlight them, take them off of it. So I hope that this helps you guys in realizing that, you know, you have to be inviting. When it's the end of the month and I see people really pushing for Success Club and I go on their page to bump their stuff and I don't see like maybe but 1 to 2 invites in the last 15 posts, that's not going to build your business. And I know that we get nervous to invite, but honestly, you guys, like you're not going to build, and people are going to say no. People are going to say not right now. People are going to say I can't afford it. But it's up to us to follow up with them, because if they say I can't do it right now and we just say okay, then that's just trying to sell something. If you really care and you want to help them, then ask why. Like, well, what's holding you back right now? What can I do to like get you there? Especially if somebody's reached out to you because you know they want it. So figure out a plan with them. If they can't afford it, figure out a plan for them to set a certain amount of money aside for the next 2 months so that they can get their challenge back. Just because people can't jump in with you right now this month doesn't mean that they aren't worth it. And 2 months down the road, you have those couple of success points that are going to come easily. And somebody else that you're helping and somebody else that might do a challenge group who loves it and becomes your next best coach. So don't count anybody out just because of what you assume. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off. I hope that you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, then just comment in the comment section of this video on YouTube, or you can shoot me a comment or message in our team page.